trying to lock those abs in, and he's got a little bit of a tilt on that body, which is even going to cause him more fatigue. The straighter that torso, the easier the lunge.
Keep in mind, this is a half-hour time cap, so if you still have male athletes out there working in the next 5 seconds, you've already hit the halfway point and you have not completed half the work. As we take a look at Rhapsody's Christian Mathis here. Again, Rhapsody's 34 points south of the cut line. CrossFit Milford again.
It's exactly the position I was talking about 30 seconds ago. That is a great position to be in. Close to your center of mass, trying to balance out. You're going into a full lunge, so you want to make sure you've got balance between front leg, back leg, and get that torso right in the middle. But Milford was so good in the strong event earlier on. No surprise to see them not struggling in this dumbbell lunge.
Now on to those snatches. Or excuse me, the clean and jerks.
And really,
up the comment section.
I was going to say, this movement for the clean and jerks first is just really, I'd like to see her use her legs a little more and more hip, just so that on the way back when she has the snatches, that she leaves a little bit more super strong athlete. When she gets to the wall balls, her legs will be just fine. But really doing more of a kettlebell swing, a one-arm kettlebell swing here. She is strong.
Almost
that 70-pound weight like that.
It's almost a muscle clean in position, and then the quick jerk overhead. That's awesome. Big fan of strict movement.
Has been a CrossFit fan for a while. Emma Ferreira played lacrosse in college. Her CrossFit, her lacrosse bio on the Dowling College website said favorite athlete. Most people say like Kobe Bryant, Brett Favre. No, Rich Froning.
Oh, then there she is, out here competing against him.
I'm sure the sports information director was like, Rich Froning. Milford in 25th place at the start of this event. Need to make it to 20th in order to continue your weekend past today. And that's a good wall ball movement right there. That ball stays high, it doesn't pull her forward, well stacked underneath.
She has a great squat, and from that base, that's where all of her power comes from. When she gets that full extension, times it well. Nice big throw. She's keeping the ball high at her face, which keeps her torso nice and upright.
Fastest wall ball sequence so far for 30 is Milford at 1:54, so great split time. Milford men getting in about 1:10 for their 30 wall balls, which is a pretty good rate for going for 30 wall balls at a higher height.
At that height, sure, absolutely. The time it takes to get there and get back. Now she got a no rep.
It was 2 in a row. She almost took it on the chin, back-to-back attempts.
The fatigue has set in, and she's not getting that ball high enough for it to count. Needs to take a breather.
We had Jamie Hagia demonstrating the wall ball earlier.
And it's got to hit the target. So you did all that work there for Emma Ferreira. Make sure that ball goes forward and hits the target. 30 wall balls here. Ferreira is done. And she'll tag out her partner. Christine Middleton goes to work back down the opposite direction. And again, you see hitting the bottom of the target made the catch awkward.
And
bouncing off as well.
The issue here is the fatigue. I love this. When is the last time we saw no reps like this for wall balls because they couldn't get it to the height? Maybe they're going so fast they don't hit depth, but not for height, not for not hitting the target.
You haven't seen me do a wall ball.
Joel, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about games athletes.
Oh, ouch.
No, but this is what I love. I love the Adrian Boss move. He challenged them here at a movement that seems simple, right? Wall balls. We all know them. We see them a lot, but 30 is a sneaky number, and when you're a little bit greedy and you just want them and you think, I can do that, I can do 30, it's just a foot higher, the demand, it compounds. That's fantastic, and we're on the way back down. Second 30 set. You gotta be careful, you have to make these count.
Rhapsody on the right, Milford on the left.
We've got to think there's two different ways you can make them more difficult. You can't go any deeper than your squatting depth anyway, so you've either got to make it heavier or you've got to make it higher, and we're testing these athletes on the competition floor. This is not just an event for them to do. Adrian Bosman sat there and went, okay, what can I do to test these athletes?
And a lot of times that's a great point because I feel like at the affiliate level, a lot of people think, just go heavier, just go heavier. I love that Adrian expanded the margins of the test, especially for the teams here. They've got a lot of variety and expanded those margins from what they've been tested with now this higher target. I love the 12 for the guys. You know, it just opens the door for people to be training now at different elements with the wall ball.
As we know, heavier is not always better. More is not always better. It's sometimes just more. So if you're scaling back your wall balls, we can scale back the height, we can scale back the weight. The movement doesn't change, but if you want to upscale, the best thing to do is go higher first. So get your intensity first. Technique, consistency, intensity in that order, and back it back down when you have to. Or you have to start again to learn a new movement.
Big jump, getting that full extension because she needs to. These athletes are tremendously strong. They're whipping around 70-pound dumbbells, so it is not the weight issue. It's getting that extension, the power to generate the momentum to get that ball out of their hands.
Tammy Jerkis here for CrossFit West Chase. Replaced Hannah Hardy on this team from a year ago. Hannah Hardy went and was the captain of West Chase's other team, which just nearly missed qualifying for the game. So West Chase, another affiliate that almost put two teams here to the games in Madison.
I'll tell you the most frustrating thing about wall balls, we've just seen it on screen, is getting the wall ball up and it just comes straight back down and doesn't hit anything. All that effort and you don't even hit a target.
There's Kim DeCray, the other female for West Chase. Going back to work, Rhapsody and Milford. Rhapsody right, Milford left.
The flexibility, though, here for Milford. Being able to just hold that dumbbell, lock it back.
Christine Middleton is one of the strongest women in this field on the left side of your screen for Milford. We saw that yesterday at the Strong event. We saw it last year when she set the CrossFit in-competition record for a clean and jerk, beating a record previously held by Amanda Barnard. Christine Middleton has some muscle, and this is easy for her on these 21 feet of walking overhead lunges.
Her left side actually looks easier for her, and she gave her right side here that looks just a bit tighter. The elbow's coming away from her head, showing me that she's just a little bit having to be a little more cautious with it. Still crazy strong, but really smart to use your non-dominant arm second, give it the most amount of rest.
And a race to the finish. Now Milford has one athlete left to complete work here. 7.5 minutes until the cap. Back to Kimberly DeCray here for West Chase. And the black and pink knee sleeves. Finishes with the 30 wall balls. So now she'll move on to the 10 alternating dumbbell power snatches. And she's one of the taller athletes in the field. At 5'9", wall balls did not seem to be an issue for Kim DeCray.
They weren't, because she got through them in 1:46, which is a pretty quick time that we've seen so far from this first heat across the field. Height is going to be a definite advantage for wall balls. You're closer to the target. Yeah, you've got a squat still, but you'll reach. You don't have to extend as much. You don't have to jump off the ground, as we saw with Jamie Higia when we crossed down to her early before the event.
The height is one thing, but she's coming off her third.
10 seconds.
And you can start
5,
to see the toll that dumbbell takes.
1, go.
Athletes need to use their full body, drive with the legs, get that big hip extension, hold themselves underneath. The snatch we said is much more demanding than the clean and jerk.
Falling across the finish line, across 18:55.
5, 4, 3, 2,
It is hot out
1,
there.
go.
If you're watching at home and you're on the turf, it makes it even hotter. Yes, it's a cloudy sky in Madison, but it is unforgiving.
It's not just hot, it's the humidity. It's that heavy air that you feel when you're just standing there and we're dripping, just walking a little bit. So moving the wind, like breathing, and needing to get the oxygen in this weather is just awful.
I think exhaustion in the end zone. The relief. 89 degrees, 60% humidity, feels like 98. and then throw on top of that fact you were on turf. That makes it even hotter. With 90 seconds left to go, here in the heat. No one has finished at this juncture except for Milford. Rhapsody is coming through. West Chase as well. And West Chase does finish. Jerkis comes across. Here comes Norman. McKellen Norman done. Critical points for Rhapsody that they're not able to claim here. And then here comes Rodriguez. So Rhapsody does finish. About 50 seconds until the time count. But they were 44 points out of safety until tomorrow.
You see the struggling athletes finishing that work and trying to run, get over that finish line. Rhapsody needed to lose all the other.
Kilo 2 is also in a troublesome spot. Well on the outside looking in 29th place. They're the next team left to go here.
Nice focus, stabilizing for every little step.
Ali Sergey is good. You got 8 seconds. Kilo 2. Finishers. Baseball slide it on. They're from Iowa. This might not be heaven, but if you're a CrossFitter, it's darn close.
Way to slide in there, just under the time cap.
CrossFit Milford, you can just hear it. They said coming on Sunday. That is their hope. Not right now, but they still have time and work to do.
Well, it's not to anybody else, it's all on them what they get them because they did everything they could here from beginning to end. No pressure on them. It was just, the race was their own to just get out of the way for their next teammate. A lot of strength in this field. They took first and then strong, showed us how strong they are, the way they just manhandled those weights, stabilizing overhead, pulling off the ground, managed those wall balls. All 4 athletes showing their strength, showing their dominance, and we hope to see them tomorrow. But we'll have to wait and see.
Those are your finishers. 5 of them here in the first heat. With that one withdrawal, CrossFit Yaz did not start that event, so it was 17 teams on the field. The best of them, CrossFit Milford with Jimmy Hickey.
An event like you took a lead from the beginning and finished well under the time cap. Where do you think you were able to separate yourself from the rest of the field?
I think dumbbells, for sure. I mean, we're a very strong team. We're very big legs. So anything that has to do with dumbbell, barbell, we love to push the pace and see what we have.
That wall ball target was a little higher than normal. How did that feel for you guys out there?
Honestly, the base felt great. The egg-shaped ball did not. But other than that, it was okay. That was definitely the hardest part of the workout. We could push the dumbbells. The guy gave some great leads, so we could like settle it.
You guys came into this event 25th place. They're making cuts later tonight. How important was that to you finish to really strong in this event?
That was huge for us. We know we're trying to make that cut line, so we executed in this one, and we're looking forward to the next one. It has a lot of strongman influence. So if we can execute there, we're going to be here tomorrow competing, throwing down with you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, they know the next one. They've got another event still today for a chance to play tomorrow. These are the 2022 Noble CrossFit Games. It is team event number 8 at the North Park here at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Joel Godet, Jeremy Austin, Tanya Wagner, the 2009 Games champion. Jamie Hagia is our reporter down on the field. It's been really an absolute war between these teams. The best teams race we've had in some time here in Madison. You look at that and say, oh, 42-point lead. No, it's been nip and tuck back and forth. Oslo Navy Blue has worn the leader's jersey twice this weekend. Invictus trying to wind up back on the podium for the first time since 2019. Oh, not to be denied, Mayhem trying to put 2 teams on the podium. What are we doing here for event number 8? A lot of different movements, but the dumbbell and the high ball, they take the cake.
Male, female relay hit, 1 male looking at time, and then they will swap over, and then the females will get to work Dumbbell overhead walking lunge into dumbbell clean and jerks. 30 wall ball shots back down for another 30 wall ball shots. Dumbbell power snatch on the way back. And then the overhead walking lunge, 70 pounds for the women, 100 for the men. And the target, 11 feet and 12 feet, and has proven to be a challenge and a massive 30-minute time cap.
That description brought to us by Renaissance Periodization. We go down onto the field with Jamie Hickey.
These dumbbells are going to be heavier than we're normal used to seeing. We see 50-35 in the open. They are doubled at 70 and 100 here. These athletes are going to have to use their core, race it, use their legs to get it up to their shoulders. Not only this, but take it up overhead, snatch it, and walking lunges with these.
We'll take it up overhead, Jamie. I would not have gotten that far. Tip of the cap to our former games athlete. All right, recipe for success.
These reps have to count. You can have no miss reps here, especially on the wall ball and a dumbbell. They're costly. Time matters, and your stronger athlete has to go. You should go second. Your clean athletes are going faster. They need to make up any ground. Bigger shoulders cost you.
Lane assignments. Megan Freedom, Oslo Navy Blue right in the middle of the field. Oslo cannot afford to have another 10th place finish, which they have in 2 of the last 3 events. Megan Independence trying to close the gap. They've just been stuck in 4th place the last 2 days. Keep on fighting. As the first male athlete is released for each of these teams, they'll begin the 21-foot dumbbell walking lunge. Gotta put 100 pounds overhead and keep it locked down.
When we talk overhead walking lunge and length of stride versus number of reps completed, athletes already getting some crucial low reps. Tubby, you mentioned it in the recipes to success. Make every rep count, and doing extra work is not going to be any beneficial for yourself or your team. Sam Kawaya doing a great job already, and no touch and go. He's on a mission.
Guaranteed right team to watch here. CrossFit Megan Freedom in first place with those leaders jerseys. First team competition at the games for Sam Kawaya. Rich Froning recruited him at the end of last season. They weren't sure what Chase Hill's status was going to be. He was the 2nd male on last year's championship team. Sam Kawaya has been on Rich Froning's radar for quite some time. That birdie was planted. CrossFit Reykjavik, though, trying to hunt down Megan.
Talk about Reykjavik. Carl Porter absolutely wrecking himself in the pool earlier on. Got ill after the event and had to be assisted by the medics because he pushed himself just a little bit too far. We'll see what that does to him later on in this event. But Mayhem, 75-point lead over Reykjavik at the moment. And I don't think that deficit is going to be laid up anytime soon. Can they claw themselves back into contention? Top 3 slot.
2 previous games individuals. Porter last year was 23rd at the games. Scott Porter did not qualify last year, but a vaulted past for Con at these games. And it'll be interesting to see. Do we see them on teams next year going forward, or do we see both back on that individual side?
How strong those teams are. You can't have a miss rep. Con had that one miss rep. He was able to recover quickly, but that was impressive. A lot of times people get kind of off tempo and messes up a little bit one rep.
Well, then even look at Sam Kawaya. As good as an athlete as he is, that's not the same rhythm you would typically see from him on a wall ball. There is an extra effort when having to throw that ball that high.
That feet just jumping back a little bit every single rep, so moving back from the target. So making it harder to hit the target each time, but extending and getting those feet off the ground. Can't Porter's no rep has been costly. Here's the next to finish, but that first swim up cost him about 5 to 6 seconds.
Boy, this is a fight I'd love to see. Or Rich Froning and Tola Kenya. Reykjavik on the right, Mayhem on the left. And look at Tola Kenya waltz with a 100-pound dumbbell.
His stride is so big. But he's actually, with that stretch, took a way bigger step there.
Froning's going to be about 5 reps ahead of Kenya by the time Tola starts the dumbbell plated jerks. Halfway through the work here for Froning.